But nevertheless, they see me here, they see me there, they seek me everywhere. No matter what it is, my presence is there because they don't know what I'm doing. I've been relatively quiet, you must admit. You haven't had any kind of bombast from me. You haven't had any exhortations from me. I just been leaving it alone because they're doing a great job of destroying it themselves. I couldn't write a script this.
Don King stands accused in one of the most sensational trials in boxing history. In a dramatic verdict that has stunned fans worldwide, he was sentenced in connection to the tragic death of George Foreman, a case that has forever altered the narrative of an era built on spectacle and legacy. The courtroom was electric with anticipation as details emerged about the chain of events that led to this historic sentencing. For decades, the world of boxing had been defined by larger-than-life figures, whose exploits inside and outside the ring captured the imagination of millions. Don King, with his unmistakable charisma and unparalleled ability to craft unforgettable moments, had been at the forefront of this spectacle. Yet now, in a twist that no one saw coming, his illustrious career has taken a dark turn, intertwining his fate with the mysterious and heartbreaking demise of another legend, George Foreman. The latest news reports reveal that the investigation into Foreman's death has uncovered a complex web of decisions and actions that culminated in that fateful moment, forcing the legal system to take unprecedented measures. The case unfolded over many months, captivating the public's attention with its blend of glamour, controversy, and sorrow. Reporters and legal analysts alike have been dissecting every aspect of the trial, which saw dramatic testimonies, explosive evidence, and passionate outbursts that left the courtroom reeling. At its core, the case was not simply about assigning blame or meting out punishment. It was a reckoning for an entire era of boxing, where the line between showmanship and accountability had become increasingly blurred. As the proceedings advanced, the courtroom transformed into a stage for conflicting narratives. One side painting a picture of a man who manipulated events with audacity and flair, while the other argued that the tragedy was the inevitable result of a series of unfortunate circumstances. Throughout the trial, experts in sports, law, and culture lent their voices to the unfolding drama, offering insights that resonated far beyond the immediate case. They explained that the death of George Foreman, a man revered not only for his accomplishments in the ring, but also for his role as a mentor and community leader, had left an indelible scar on the sport. Foreman's contributions had transcended the boundaries of boxing, inspiring generations with his strength, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to excellence. His passing was mourned deeply by fans, friends, and family members who recalled the man behind the legend, a gentle giant whose impact reached far beyond his physical prowess. In the midst of these emotional tributes, the legal focus remained squarely on the events that connected King to that fateful night. Investigators meticulously reconstructed the sequence of events, tracing every decision, every whispered conversation, and every missed opportunity that might have altered the course of that evening. It soon became apparent that the tragedy was not the result of a single misstep, but rather the convergence of multiple factors, each compounding the other. The prosecution presented evidence that suggested a series of risky choices had been made, choices that reflected the high-stakes world of professional boxing, where the thrill of the fight was often intertwined with personal ambition and the relentless pursuit of profit. In the midst of this high-octane environment, King's role was cast under a harsh light, his actions scrutinized not only for their immediate impact, but also for the broader cultural implications they carried. During the trial, several key witnesses provided detailed accounts that enriched the narrative with both factual clarity and emotional depth. A close associate of Foreman, whose identity was carefully protected, recalled moments of quiet camaraderie and shared dreams. This witness spoke of the late champion's boundless energy and generous spirit, emphasizing that Foreman was much more than a fighter. He was a symbol of hope and resilience. These poignant recollections added a deeply human dimension to the case, reminding everyone present that behind every headline was a story of personal triumph and, in this instance, profound loss. As each testimony unfolded, the courtroom was filled with a mix of shock and sorrow, as the stark reality of the situation collided with the vibrant memories of a life lived with passion and purpose. Don King himself was called to the stand, and his testimony became one of the most closely watched moments of the trial. With his trademark flamboyance tempered by an unexpected gravity, he addressed the court in a series of statements that were both reflective and defiant. In one particularly memorable moment, King remarked, "I have spent my life chasing the dream, creating moments that will live forever, but tonight, I stand before you burdened by the weight of choices that have cost us all dearly." His words resonated with a complex mix of pride and regret as he acknowledged that the path he had chosen, one marked by risk, reward, and the inevitable fallout, had led to an outcome that no one could have foreseen. Throughout his testimony, King's comments painted a picture of a man who had long been driven by an unyielding ambition, a passion that had fueled his meteoric rise and ultimately contributed to his downfall. The defense team, in turn, argued that the tragedy was not the result of a deliberate act, but rather a convergence of events that had spiraled out of control. D3ath contended that while King's decisions had been controversial, they were consistent with the high-pressure dynamics of the boxing world, a realm where every move was a calculated risk. The defense emphasized King's decades-long contributions to the sport, citing his role in organizing some of the most legendary fights in history and his unparalleled ability to bring together diverse talents in a celebration of athletic prowess. They argued that to single him out as the sole architect of this tragedy was to overlook the complex interplay of factors that had ultimately led to Foreman's untimely death. In a series of impassioned statements, the defense maintained that King's legacy, though marred by controversy, should not be defined by a single, albeit monumental, misfortune. The trial was as much a battle of narratives as it was a legal proceeding. Media outlets around the globe provided non-stop coverage, with analysts debating every detail and speculating about the broader implications of the verdict. Talk shows, sports columns, and online forums buzzed with opinions that ranged from vindictive criticism to cautious sympathy. In one particularly intense interview, a renowned sports journalist noted that the case represented a fundamental shift in how the world of sports dealt with accountability. "We are witnessing the end of an era," the journalist proclaimed, where larger-than-life personalities were allowed to operate with near impunity. "Today, we are reminded that even legends must answer for their actions." Such comments underscored the transformative impact of the trial, not only on the individuals involved, but on the cultural fabric of boxing itself. As the sentencing was handed down, the judge delivered a carefully measured yet firm verdict that sent ripples through both the legal and sporting communities. In a lengthy address, the judge recounted the evidence, the impassioned debates, and the long history that had led to this pivotal moment. The sentencing was characterized not by a desire for retribution alone, but by a profound recognition of the need for accountability in a world where actions have far-reaching consequences. The judge's words, steeped in both sorrow and resolve, acknowledged the immense contributions of Foreman to the sport, while simultaneously affirming that no individual, regardless of their influence, was exempt from the rule of law. It was a moment of reckoning that brought the glittering days of boxing's past into sharp relief, forcing everyone to confront the reality that the pursuit of greatness often comes at a devastating price. In the aftermath of the verdict, the public reaction was one of mixed emotions: shock, disbelief, and a somber acceptance of the new reality. Fans who had once cheered on the spectacle of boxing now found themselves grappling with a deeper understanding of the sport's darker undercurrents. Social media erupted with commentary that ranged from reflective tributes to passionate debates about the nature of justice. Many expressed a sense of collective mourning for the loss of an icon like Foreman, whose legacy had transcended the boundaries of the ring to become a beacon of hope and resilience. At the same time, there were those who saw the sentencing as a necessary step toward ensuring that the world of sports would no longer be defined solely by the allure of fame and the pursuit of profit. This evolving discourse reflected a broader cultural shift, one that sought to balance the celebration of triumph with an honest reckoning of the responsibilities that come with influence. Amidst the tumultuous reactions, Don King's own reflections on the trial provided further insight into the man behind the headlines. In a series of candid interviews that have since dominated the news cycle, King offered a window into his inner turmoil and the complex interplay of ambition and regret that had defined his career. "I built my life on the dream of making history," he confessed in one interview, his voice tinged with both nostalgia and remorse. "Every fight, every decision was a gamble, a chance to create something unforgettable. But sometimes, the odds are stacked against you, and the price you pay is higher than you ever imagined." His comments resonated deeply with those who had followed his career, offering a rare glimpse of vulnerability from a man who had long been seen as an unassailable titan of the sport. Yet even as he acknowledged his missteps, King remained steadfast in his belief that his contributions had forever changed the landscape of boxing. "I am proud of what I achieved," he added, "but I also recognize that greatness comes with responsibility, a lesson that I, perhaps too late, have learned." The broader implications of the trial extend far beyond the confines of the boxing ring. Legal scholars, cultural critics, and sports historians have all weighed in on the significance of this landmark case, arguing that it marks a turning point in how society views the interplay between celebrity and accountability. In decades past, figures like King were celebrated for their larger-than-life personas and their ability to turn the sport of boxing into a global spectacle. However, as the world becomes increasingly focused on transparency and responsibility, the very traits that once defined these legends are now being re-examined through a critical lens. The case has ignited a national conversation about the true cost of ambition and the ethical boundaries that should govern those who wield immense influence over public life. In the wake of the sentencing, several high-profile figures from the boxing world and beyond have come forward with their reflections on the case. Former champions, promoters, and trainers have all shared personal anecdotes that speak to the complex legacy of an industry that has always danced on the edge of glory and controversy. Many have expressed their sorrow over the loss of George Foreman, while also acknowledging that the tragedy has opened up an important dialogue about the responsibilities inherent in the pursuit of greatness. "We have all looked up to figures like Foreman for their strength and determination," remarked one veteran trainer, his voice heavy with emotion. His legacy is a reminder that true champions are defined not just by their victories, but by the lives they touch along the way. Today we honor his memory by demanding a higher standard for those who hold the reins of this sport. For many fans, the trial has been a transformative experience, a moment that forced them to look beyond the glitz and glamour of boxing and confront the human realities that lie beneath the surface. Online communities buzz with heated discussions as fans debate everything from the fairness of the verdict to the broader societal implications of holding larger-than-life figures accountable for their actions. In these digital spaces, the case has evolved into a symbol of change, a beacon for a future where the pursuit of success is inextricably linked with a deep sense of responsibility and ethical conduct. The legacy of the trial, it seems, will not be measured solely in legal terms, but in the way it has reshaped public discourse and set new standards for accountability in sports. As the weeks have turned into months since the verdict was delivered, the effects of the trial continue to reverberate throughout the world of boxing. Industry insiders report that the case has prompted a wave of introspection among promoters, fighters, and even fans, an acknowledgement that the glamour of the past must give way to a more thoughtful and responsible future. Discussions in locker rooms and training gyms now frequently touch upon the importance of integrity, not just in the ring, but in every decision made along the way. The case has become a cautionary tale, a reminder that the legacy of any sport is built not only on its most triumphant moments, but also on the lessons learned from its darkest hours. In the quiet aftermath of the courtroom drama, there has been a concerted effort by some to bridge the gap between the storied past of boxing and the rapidly evolving cultural landscape of the present. Documentaries and in-depth interviews are being produced that delve into the history of the sport, exploring how legends were forged and how the industry has grappled with the consequences of ambition and excess. These retrospectives serve not only as a tribute to the incredible achievements of fighters and promoters alike, but also as a sober reminder that every moment of glory is shadowed by a complex web of responsibility and consequence. Through these narratives, the legacy of George Foreman is being celebrated in a way that transcends the confines of the ring, while the lessons of the trial continue to inspire a new generation of athletes and fans. In his later reflections, Don King has continued to speak out about the trial and its impact on his life. In one rare, heartfelt address, he stated, "I have always believed that the world of boxing was a place where dreams were made and legends were born, but I have also come to understand that every legend carries a burden, a responsibility to honor the truth and to stand by the consequences of our actions." His words, delivered with a mixture of regret and resolve, have resonated with many who see in them a genuine recognition of the complexities that define a life lived in the spotlight. Despite the overwhelming media frenzy and the unrelenting scrutiny, King's message has been one of accountability, a call for all those who dare to chase greatness to also embrace the weight of their decisions. The cultural impact of this trial cannot be overstated. It has ignited debates across dinner tables, sports, bars and boardrooms, prompting reflections on what it means to truly leave a legacy. For some, the case is a clarion call to re-examine the very nature of celebrity, urging the public to look beyond the surface of spectacle and to consider the profound human stories that underpin every achievement. For others, it is a somber reminder that no matter how grand the stage, every performance carries with it a responsibility that must be acknowledged and respected. In this sense, the trial has become a microcosm of our own collective journey, a journey where the pursuit of excellence is tempered by the need for humility and accountability. As the boxing world slowly begins to find its footing in the wake of this historic event, there is an emerging consensus that the future of the sport must be built on a foundation of transparency and respect. New policies and initiatives are being discussed, aimed at ensuring that the legacy of legends like George Foreman is honored. Through actions that promote safety, fairness, and ethical conduct, industry leaders are coming together to chart a course that acknowledges the glories of the past while addressing the challenges of the present, a future where the lessons learned from this trial will serve as a guiding light for generations to come. In many ways, the case of Don King's sentencing for the tragic death of George Foreman has become a turning point, a moment in history when the glitter of celebrity was forced to yield to the weight of responsibility. It is a narrative that continues to unfold, its echoes resonating in the halls of justice, the corridors of sporting institutions, and the hearts of fans who remember the days when boxing was as much about spectacle as it was about honor. The story is far from over. It remains a living testament to the complexities of human ambition, the fragility of legacy, and the enduring need for accountability in a world that constantly grapples with the costs of greatness. Looking ahead, the reverberations of this trial will undoubtedly shape the future of sports and culture in ways that are still emerging. The legacy of George Foreman, now forever intertwined with this moment of reckoning, will continue to inspire those who view his life as a beacon of strength and compassion. Similarly, the saga of Don King, with all its dramatic twists and emotional turns, will serve as a powerful reminder that even the most celebrated figures must confront the consequences of their actions. In this evolving narrative, the true measure of greatness is not simply found in the accolades or the headlines, but in the capacity to learn from the past and to build a future that honors both triumph and accountability. The conversation that has been sparked by this case extends far beyond the boundaries of boxing. It has touched upon fundamental questions about the nature of legacy, the responsibilities of fame, and the delicate balance between ambition and ethics. In an era defined by rapid cultural shifts and an ever-deepening awareness of social accountability, the trial stands as a stark reminder that every decision carries weight, a lesson that is as timeless as it is urgently relevant. The case has challenged traditional narratives, forcing society to re-examine long-held beliefs about power, responsibility, and the true cost of achieving greatness. In the days and weeks that have followed the verdict, voices from all walks of life have joined in the dialogue. Community leaders, educators, and even ordinary citizens have shared their reflections on the profound impact of the trial. They speak not only of a legal proceeding, but of a transformative moment in which the ideals of justice and accountability were brought to the forefront of public consciousness. The story of that fateful day in court has become a symbol, a reminder that every legacy, no matter how luminous, is built on a foundation of decisions that must be carefully weighed against their consequences. As this narrative continues to evolve, it is clear that the legacy of both George Foreman and Don King will remain subjects of deep reflection and debate. Their lives, intertwined in ways that no one could have predicted, serve as a powerful testament to the enduring complexities of ambition and the timeless struggle for redemption. The sentencing marks not only an end to one chapter, but also the beginning of a new era, an era in which the lessons of the past will inform the choices of the future, guiding the path toward a more thoughtful and responsible pursuit of excellence. Even as the legal proceedings come to a close, the impact of the trial will be felt for years to come. Historians will undoubtedly look back on this period as a turning point in the evolution of sports, where the interplay between spectacle and accountability reached a critical juncture. The story has already found its way into documentaries, books, and countless discussions among those who believe that true greatness is measured not just in victories, but in the capacity to own up to one's actions and learn from them. In this light, the trial becomes more than just a sensational headline. It transforms into a lasting legacy that challenges us to confront our own perceptions of what it means to be responsible in the modern world. In his final reflections before the courtroom, doors closed for the last time on this historic case, Don King's words echoed with a mixture of regret and resolve. "I have lived a life defined by risk and reward," he said, his voice resonating with the gravity of his journey. "Tonight I face the consequences of choices made in a world where every decision is a bet on the future. I can only hope that my story serves as a lesson to those who dare to dream big, that the price of greatness is measured not in the glory of the moment, but in the lasting impact on those we touch along the way." His declaration, simple yet profound, encapsulated the essence of a life that had been both extraordinary and tumultuous, a life that, for better or worse, would forever remain a part of the tapestry of boxing history. The legacy of this trial, with all its dramatic turns and deeply personal moments, is now woven into the fabric of a sport that has given so much to so many. It is a legacy that will continue to spark conversations about the true nature of fame and the responsibilities that come with wielding such immense influence. As the boxing community moves forward, there is a growing recognition that the lessons learned from this experience must guide the future, a future where the celebration of success is inseparable from the acknowledgement of its costs. In the end, the case of Don King's sentencing for the tragic death of George Foreman stands as a powerful reminder that every legend, no matter how larger than life, must eventually confront the consequences of their actions. It is a narrative that challenges us to rethink the way we celebrate success and to consider the deep human truths that underlie every moment of glory. The story, filled with both triumph and tragedy, will be recounted for generations to come, a testament to the enduring power of accountability, redemption, and the relentless pursuit of a better tomorrow. As we close this chapter, the words of those who witnessed this remarkable saga continue to reverberate across the corridors of sports and justice. The trial, with its blend of spectacle and solemnity, has reshaped the narrative of an industry that once thrived on the allure of unbridled ambition. Today, as we reflect on the legacy of a man whose actions altered the course of history, we are reminded that the true measure of greatness lies not in the fleeting moments of fame, but in the lasting impact we leave behind. The journey that led to this historic verdict has been one of profound introspection, a journey that has forced everyone, from the most ardent fans to the most respected pundits, to look beyond the surface of celebrity and to acknowledge the complex interplay between power, responsibility, and the human spirit. In this reckoning, the story of George Foreman, with all its nuances and heartfelt tributes, is elevated to a symbol of the enduring capacity for inspiration. It is a reminder that even in our darkest moments, the light of a true champion can shine through, guiding us toward a future where the pursuit of excellence is always accompanied by a deep and abiding sense of accountability. In the final analysis, the trial and sentencing of Don King have become a watershed moment, a turning point that will forever alter the landscape of boxing and the way we understand the responsibilities of those who command our admiration. The legacy of the case is not simply a tale of legal retribution, but a call to action for a more honest and transparent future. It is a story that challenges us all to examine the delicate balance between ambition and integrity, to question the true cost of our dreams, and to commit to a path where every step is taken with both courage and humility. Even as time moves forward and new champions rise to capture the public's imagination, the memory of this trial will serve as a constant reminder of the profound truths that lie at the heart of our shared human experience. The legacy of that fateful day in court, a day when the glitter of fame gave way to the stark realities of accountability, will continue to shape not only the world of boxing, but the broader cultural narrative for generations to come. It is a story that will be told and retold, its lessons echoing through the halls of history and inspiring future generations to pursue greatness with a renewed commitment to responsibility and truth. In reflecting on all that has transpired, we find ourselves at the intersection of legend and reality, where the achievements of the past meet the pressing demands of the present. The trial of Don King for the death of George Foreman is more than a news headline or a moment of legal drama. It is a defining moment in the evolution of our understanding of legacy, where every decision, every risk, and every act of ambition is weighed against the inevitable truth that greatness must always be tempered by accountability. Today, as the echoes of this historic trial reverberate across the world, we stand witness to a transformative moment in the history of sports, a moment that compels us to honor the memory of those who have given everything in pursuit of their dreams and to hold ourselves and those we admire to the highest standards of integrity. It is a legacy that will forever remind us that while the pursuit of excellence can light up the world, it is the responsibility to safeguard that light that truly defines the measure of a champion. In the end, this saga, a blend of triumph, tragedy, and relentless human endeavor, serves as a powerful reminder that no matter how grand the stage, every act of greatness carries within it the seeds of its own reckoning. The sentencing of Don King, as shocking and unprecedented as it may be, stands as a testament to the enduring principle that every decision matters, and that the legacy we leave behind is built not only on our victories, but on our willingness to face the consequences of our actions with courage and honesty. The story of this trial, with all its twists and turns, will continue to inspire debates, reflections, and a deeper understanding of the true meaning of legacy. It is a story that transcends the confines of a single sport, touching upon the universal truths of ambition, responsibility, and the inexorable passage of time. As we move forward, the lessons of this historic case will serve as a guiding light, illuminating the path toward a future where every moment of glory is accompanied by an unwavering commitment to accountability and the highest ideals of human dignity. In this transformative moment, as the chapters of history are rewritten in the wake of a landmark verdict, we are called upon to honor the memory of those who have paved the way for greatness and to embrace the hard-won wisdom that comes only from facing the consequences of our choices. The legacy of George Foreman, forever enshrined in the annals of boxing history, and the story of Don King's fall from grace serve as enduring reminders of the complex interplay between fame and responsibility, a narrative that will continue to resonate in the hearts and minds of all who believe that true greatness is measured not by the heights we reach, but by the strength with which we face the inevitable challenges along the way. And so, as the dust settles on this historic trial, the world is left to reflect on a profound and unforgettable lesson that in the relentless pursuit of dreams, every choice carries with it the potential to shape our destiny in ways that are as beautiful as they are unpredictable. The legacy of this trial, and the lives it has forever altered, will stand as a testament to the enduring power of truth, accountability, and the unyielding spirit of those who dare to dream, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. In the end, the story that unfolded in that fateful courtroom is not simply a chronicle of a single day or the verdict of a trial. It is a living, breathing narrative of our times, a saga that challenges us to redefine what it means to be a champion in a world where every moment is infused with both promise and peril. It is a narrative that will continue to echo through the corridors of history, inspiring future generations to pursue their passions with both relentless ambition and a steadfast commitment to doing what is right. As we close this chapter on one of the most sensational and thought-provoking cases in the history of sports, we are left with a deep and abiding truth that every legacy is a mosaic of triumphs and tragedies, and that it is only by embracing both that we can truly honor the spirit of those who have come before us and pave the way for those who will follow in their footsteps. In this remarkable journey from the heights of glory to the depths of accountability, we are reminded that the measure of a legacy is not simply found in the accolades or the headlines, but in the courage to face our own imperfections and to learn from the past. The trial of Don King, with all its complexity and emotion, will forever remain a powerful testament to the idea that true greatness is achieved not by avoiding failure, but by rising above it and forging a path that inspires others to do the same. With every recounting of this saga, the echoes of that unforgettable day in court will continue to shape our understanding of what it means to be a part of a world where every moment of brilliance is inextricably linked to the human capacity for redemption. And in that truth, we find not only a cautionary tale but also a hopeful promise that in the delicate balance between ambition and responsibility lies the power to transform not only individual lives, but the very fabric of our shared cultural legacy.